So, like, I stumbled upon my own video on YouTube. I don't know exactly how that happens or how the algorithm works and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do a redo. And let's start off with this right here. It's still pretty much the same, but has massively grown over time. Keep in mind, for a Munipal to become rare, that means that the Munipals does not make any copy, or Stephen Fay does not make any copies of the trains anymore. So, like, does he sell R142A1s, R142 trains in the shops and stuff like that? No, because they're all R62s. Same goes for every other train you see in here. So anyways, speaking of 142 train, here's one of these. Except I got this one way after. How did I get this one? It wasn't on eBay. It was the other one that I got from eBay. I think it was Railfan or Angel who gave this to me. But my original Armor 42 train I got off of eBay. I used to gatekeep that kind of shit, but not anymore. It's really not that much of a big deal. Big deal. Anyways, Armor 42A6 train. Got this from Kidding Around when they just started making the R62 6 trains. But, you know, I still wanted one of these because they were much more cleaner. And they still was selling these in the stores and stuff like that, but they weren't making any more copies, so you had to be like, you know, one of the last ones to get it, or, you know, before they run out entirely. It's like going to Walmart, they selling it to a chicken limited time, and you know, they just stop selling it. So same thing for this one, except that it was way before the 62 6 train came out. I actually think that at the time I had the 6 train, there were still 142s on the 6 line, but this one's like obviously beat the fuck up. Had this since 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017. It was among my first 10 Munipals, so that's why it's so beat up. This one, I used to aim to get like the modern version of the split 7 train, but I think this one is a lot much more better and suitable because it's much more, you know, rare or whatever. This is like what, the 2013 7 train? Yeah, it's just basically the 7 train, local and express in one instead of, you know, the split 7 trains that you see today. Anyways, rest in peace R46A trains. This is probably one of the most newest, rarest Munipals. 46 is no longer running the A train. The last one was like in May, and it is currently June, I think the 18th. So rest in peace. Didn't expect it to become so rare. So I don't mean no disrespect. R211A train, the Munipals version of it, it's cool and all. I just wish it was a little bit more detailed. It looks a little bit more. Don't get me wrong. All these trains. They're literally toys. They're for kids. Don't get me wrong. So that's understandable. It just looks a little bit too kiddie is all. But that's just my criticism is all. Anyways, 32C train. Great. This I had for God knows how long as well. I think one of my friends gave this to me back in like 2017 as well in HNC, the school I used to go to. C train, R32. 32s are long gone retired, so this is great to have in possession. So I guess it's like one of the rare ones that I got before the 179s even entered service on the C train, by the way, mind you. Anyways, now next, we got the R46F train. I've shown this, I think, in that video, but this is a different one. This one, and these, they're all different trains that I think Railfan or Angel gave to me. So I really do not remember if Railfan or Angel gave me this one train, but I definitely do remember that he gave me these R46F and G trains that I gave my original 142 F and G trains to, what's his name, Tilden. So yeah, R46F train. Rare as hell. Yeah, F. It's not the bald wheel one either, thankfully. I kind of hate the wheels that look like this. They piss me off. No offense. G-Train, same thing. R46. It's more, I think it's a little bit more narrow, and the doors are high as hell for some reason. But I'm okay with it. Munipals is the Munipals, right? You know what's funny, though? R46s, they do not make R46 G-Trains anymore, but they're still R46s on the G-Train thanks to the 160s and stuff out of Jamaica having a shit show. So as a result, they sent the G back to Coney Island Yard, and now the G train uses these R46s again from Coney Island Yard. They also sometimes use the 68s, but they also have 211s of their own yard. Both the 211As and 211Ts that are just now entering service. Well, the 211As that are just now entering service, but they're not making 211As on a G yet, I don't think. Keep making 160s, or at least go back to making... Actually, I don't know, because technically, as of right now, there's majority of R46s on the G, but, you know, since we're going into the future, it's more likely to make sense that y'all keep making 211 G trains, or start making 211 G trains if they don't go back to Coney Island anytime soon, or if they don't, yeah. If it does, then yeah, keep selling them. Anyways, 68 G train, pretty much the same thing, but just a 68, rare. They don't run 68s on the G as often compared to the 211s and 46s, though. Kind of sad, but you know what? As much as I hate the 46s, they really look good on the G train. They look good on the G, and they look good on the R. And the A and the C too. That's kind of their home, to be fair. Maybe the A train, but at the same time, like, When the 211 started coming in, I just started hating these shits more, but more on that later. Anyways, 32J train. Retired is what is this? It's a piece of paint. Anyways, 32J train retired, just at the 32C train. Nassau Street Express. More on that later. Well, actually, like right after. Yeah, 32. I don't really give a fuck about the bottom code, honestly, but whatever. Mind you, keep in mind, this is my oldest Munipal of my entire collection. Not just this collection, but everything else that I keep and have in here. Like, everything of all of these trains. This doesn't look like it, but it's the oldest. I got this way back in 2016. And the age it's still beat up, but it's not, like, severely beat up like that 6 train over there. So 160J train. Why is this so rare? Because 1, it's a 160, so they stopped making 160J trains. They're actually making 179J trains. 2, they're now Nassau Street local. I think they're taking the spot of the M train. So now I'm at the old brown M train. So now the J train is Nassau Street local. The Z is still Nassau Street Express. So yeah, I still never wondered how the hell that happened, but that was since I ever got the J. So there's that. N train. Broadway local, similar situation. Number 1, they don't use 160s no more, they're 46s. Number 2, thanks to the W train's return and in the making, the N train is now Broadway Express again, except on weekends, where it would really be great to have, you know, 160 still running on the N train, but not thankfully, just sadly, that's not the case. They got those fuck-ass 46s from Jamaica. You know, more on that later. Speaking of which, everything I said about the other 160 N train I just got done showing y'all applies pretty much the same exact thing for this, except that, you know, it's Express, so it's a more modern version. And look at how brand new it is. Like, sheesh. And they already stopped making these 160 N trains because, guess what? 160s don't run on the N no more. It's those fuck-ass 46s. Same exact thing with the Q train, one of my other older trains. Oh my gosh, the 160Q looks fucking amazing. But it still happens during the rush hour, so it's not too rare to see. It's just like, you wish it would happen more often during the daytime. I used to have an obsession with the Q train for some reason, but when they lost their 160s, it just became brown loot to see a 46 on the Q. Like, you want to pray that 68 shows up with the NQ and the W, because 46s are just, I'm getting so tired of them. But like I said earlier, 46R trains I could bear with, and here's one of them right here, R46R train. It's a ball wheel one, so that's how you know it's a pretty rare train or whatever, or like, not rare, but just old as hell. Also pretty beat up. Broadway local. Looks like an R train too. Right? W train. Same thing that goes for the end of the Q trains. No longer using R160s, all R46s. I cannot believe that Stephen Fay decided to make R46Q trains instead of R68s, but it's okay, because to be fair, Coney Island has majority 46s at this rate, so it is what it is. But I thought, like, it could at least be a little more diverse, because 46 and Q and W all at once, and then also the R at the same time, it's just like a little bit But to be fair, now we have a 160 NQRW and a 46 NQRW all at once, so it's funny. But yeah, here's my 160W train. Bald wheels as well, probably local. I think that the Q slants just a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see it tilting. The W, I was so relieved that it doesn't do that. Speaking of which, I remember when the W train was like just being introduced, because, you know, it came back from the dead, and, you know, they made this. The Trans Museum had told me about that. I was so quick to post it and everything like that. Anyways, Z train does not fucking exist first and foremost, but, you know, 32, so we'll count that. Nice. Obviously, they don't make 32s anymore because they're fucking retired, so yeah. Anyways, now for the non-New York City people, I have 2 more CTA trains that I want to showcase. For some odd reason, I'm not exactly sure why, the current CTA train that is being sold, I'm not even sure which model that is. I don't know which model CTA train is currently being sold, but for some reason, it's hard to see, but they don't have the gray lines you can find on the side of the train. I don't know why that is, because I'm pretty sure that the C train, the green line uses 5000 series trains, and I'm not sure why they stopped putting the lines on the side, because the ones without the lines, I think those are the 2600 series, and I don't think the green line uses 2600 series trains. So if you happen to have a CTA 5000 series train, then I guess congratulations. I don't know. If I really do not know the CTA train models like that. All I know is the 5000 and 7000 series. Speaking of 5000 series, another 5000 series train, except that for some reason the pink line, this version was sold with a yellow text instead of just like a pink text. Because the modern one is pink, but I do not know why the text are pink. I meant are, you know what the fuck I meant. They're yellow. I guess it was to make it more like realistic with the fact that, you know, IRL, technically these aren't even green. These aren't pink, but you know, it looks a little better on here, honestly. And I kind of wish that, you know, it kept the same flow with the other CTA trains, but in my personal opinion, that's kind of what makes the pink line one of my favorite CTA trains that stand out. Speaking of CTA trains, remember it took them so long to start manufacturing the yellow line CTA train for some odd reason. Don't know why, but here it is. They started making the yellow line, and I obtained one. So the only things I am missing out of the Munipals collection are both the SEPTA Novabus LFS and the CCA Novabus LFS. So yeah, I'm gonna put everything back now. Oh wait, chat, before I do that, I need a thumbnail shot. Give me a second. Look at that. Look at that. What was that piece of dust? Did y'all just see that shit, bro? That was funny as hell. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna put these things back. This is a miscellaneous draw, I guess. Has a bunch of non-New York City subway trains in here. So, yep, we'll close that up now. Shit, this shit needs fixing. Great, they are all organized now. Hooray. Yeah. Chat, it is, you can't even see me. All you can see is my fucking Coca-Cola that I'm about to chug down once I finish this video just because. Excuse me. Great. Also, chat, that's me. No fucking shit. If you want to see more content like this and for some reason like that, I'm going to be doing my best to go back to my old roots of actually making entertaining videos that aren't just transit videos. And specifically, when I say transit videos, I mean just rail fanning and bus fanning and type of stuff like that. I mean, like, I want to make the informal videos that I do on TikTok and Instagram, you know? If you haven't checked me out on there, y'all guys should. For some reason, I think I'm performing a lot much more better on TikTok, actually. So with that being said, Scray K out, and yeah.